Hi guys, and welcome to my first video. Today's video is going to be on the basic rules of chess. We'll be going over the objective of the game, the setup, how the pieces move, the names of the pieces, and everything else. Let's go over the names of the pieces, how they move, and how they capture. First up, we have the pawn. The pawn can only move one square at a time in a straight line forward. When it's in the starting position, it can move up 2 squares. It captures other pieces diagonally. Then, we have the bishop. The bishop can move as many squares as it wants diagonally. It also captures pieces like this. Next up, we have the knight. The knight is a special piece in that it can jump over other pieces. It moves in an L shape, 2 spaces up and 1 space to the right or left in any direction. It also captures pieces like that. Next is the rook. The rook can move as many squares as it wants in a straight line, horizontally or vertically. It also captures pieces like that. Our most powerful piece is our queen. It can move as many squares as it wants, diagonally, vertically, or horizontally. Then comes our king. Our king is the most important piece. We have to safeguard the king in order to win the game. It can move 1 square at a time in any direction. It can also capture pieces like this. If the piece next to it is guarded by another piece, it cannot capture this. A promotion is when you move your pawn all the way down to the other side of the board. It's called a promotion because you can promote the pawn to any piece you want once you reach the last rank. Players most commonly promote to a queen because it's the most powerful piece. Each side takes turns making moves. White always goes first, and then black, and then it continues. Let's go over how to set up the board. Each side starts out with 2 rooks each that go in the corners. Then comes our knights. Each side also gets 2 knights, and it's placed right next to the rooks. Then we each have 2 bishops that go next to the knights, 1 king, and 1 queen. The next row, or rank, is filled with pawns. The king also can't move to a square that's attacked by another piece. In this example, the king only has 1 legal move. This square is guarded by the rook, so is this one. These 3 squares are guarded by the queen. This one's guarded by the rook, this one's guarded by the queen, so its only legal move is to go to d3. In a chess match, there are 8 possible outcomes. These outcomes are checkmate, resignation, timeout, draw by insufficient material, draw by repetition, draw by stalemate, draw by agreement, and draw by the 50-move rule. A check occurs when one of your opponent's pieces is attacking your king. In this position, the black queen is checking the white king because they're on the same file with nothing in between them. Other examples of checks include the bishop on the same diagonal as the king with nothing in between them, the rook on the same file or rank as the king, the knight in this position, or the pawn. The objective of the game is to checkmate your opponent. Checkmate is when the king is in check and has no legal moves. Here is a common example of a checkmate. In this position, the king is currently in check by the rook. It has no moves as these 2 squares are guarded by the rook, and these 3 squares are guarded by the queen. To determine whether a move is a checkmate or not, first check if the king can capture the opposing piece. In this position, the queen is guarded by the rook, so it's not possible. Next, check if the king can move out of the check. The queen is guarding all of the possible escape routes, so that's not possible either. Lastly, check whether you can place another piece in between the check. In this position, that's not possible either, so this is a checkmate. One way of ending a game is through timeout. Both players usually receive a set amount of time at the beginning of the match, and if their time runs out, they lose the game. Another way is through resignation. Resignation is acknowledging that your opponent's position is too strong and they most likely will not lose.